My husband walked out right after our triplets were born, then showed up 12 years later. We'd been married 2 weeks when I found out I was pregnant. John went to every appointment. The tech kept saying, "Looks like a boy," so John painted the nursery blue and built the crib. At 28 weeks, I was at my baby shower when a hard squeeze hit my belly, then another. Helen said, "Those are contractions," and rushed me to the car while someone called John. At the hospital, nurses strapped monitors on me. A doctor checked me and said, "You're in active labor." I whispered, "It's too early." Then another wave hit, and I gripped the bed rail. John ran in 10 minutes later, breathing hard, eyes wide. He grabbed my hand. "I'm here," he kept saying. "I'm here." The room filled with staff. Everything turned into quick orders. "Breathe! Don't push yet!" "Okay, now push." When the doctor said, "One more big push," I pushed with everything I had. A tiny cry filled the room and I started to sob. The doctor lifted up a very small baby and said, "It's a girl." John's hand went limp. "What?" he blurted. "They told us a boy." Before I could answer, the doctor stared at the monitor. "Wait," he said. "There's another baby." The room went still. John stepped back. "Another what?" he said. The nurse told me, "Mary, push again." I shook my head. "I can't," she said. "You can," and held my shoulder. The next contraction forced it anyway. Another cry. "It's a boy," the doctor said. I was dizzy. 2 babies. How did we not know? Then the doctor leaned in again, face tight. "Mary, I need one more push." I croaked. "Why?" he said. "There's a third." John's face twisted. "You're kidding," he snapped. But 30 seconds later, after one more push, another baby cried. "Triplets," the doctor said. 2 boys and a girl. They were tiny, red, and moving, and the team whisked all 3 to the NICU. I kept asking, "Are they breathing? Are they okay?" Someone said, "They're breathing." I got wheeled to recovery, shaking and half asleep. John followed the NICU nurses out, and he didn't come back for hours. That night, he stood in my doorway and didn't step closer. "This wasn't the plan," he said. "We planned for 1 baby." I said, "But they're ours." He stared at the wall. "I can't do this." My chest tightened. "Can't do what?" he said. 3 kids. "I didn't sign up for 3. I whispered, "They're your children." He said, "I need time," then walked away. I stayed in the hospital while the babies were in the NICU. John came once. He didn't touch them. He only asked how the ultrasound missed 2 babies, like that mattered more than the babies themselves. When the NICU team finally cleared them to go home, I called John. "We're ready. Can you pick us up?" There was a long pause. Then he said, "Mary, I can't do this. I'm leaving." My throat went tight. "Stop. They're 5 days old." He didn't answer. The call ended. Helen picked me up instead. When I walked into my house with 3 car seats, his closet was empty. His wedding ring sat on the kitchen counter. No note, no goodbye, just gone. I named them James, Anna, and Charles. The first months were bottles, laundry, and almost no sleep. My parents and Helen helped, and I learned to handle 3 crying babies without waiting for John. 12 years later, last month, someone knocked on my door. 3 quick taps. I opened it and saw John. He looked older, hair thinning, hands shoved in his pockets. "Mary," he said quietly. "Hi." I didn't move. "Why are you here?" He swallowed hard. "I messed up. I was scared. I want to meet them, my kids. I want to try to be their father." My stomach turned. I stepped aside so he could see inside. 3 12-year-olds sat at the kitchen table doing homework. James was helping Anna with math. Charles was reading. They looked up at the voices, saw John, then went right back to work like he was nobody. John's eyes filled. "They don't know me," he whispered. "No," I said. "They don't." He said, "Please, just 5 minutes." I kept my voice low. "They already have a dad in their life." He blinked. "What?" I said. "Helen's husband. He's been there." John's face twisted. "I'm their real father." I said. "Real is who shows up." His voice rose. "I made a mistake," I snapped. "A mistake is forgetting diapers. You walked away from 3 newborns." He started crying, shoulders shaking. "Give me another chance," he said. I shook my head. "No." I pushed the door closed until it clicked. Through the glass, I watched him stand there, wiping his face. Inside, Charles looked up and asked, "Mom, who was that?" I swallowed and said, "Nobody you need to worry about, sweetheart. Now my family is saying I'm cruel for shutting the door. Was I wrong?"